London Property, home of Super Prime, where you can find informative, educational and entertaining content covering all aspects of property.
Hello and welcome to the London Property Podcast. Today we're in conversation with Mrs. Kalo, who's the founder of Give a Child a Brighter Future. Thank you for having us. So, Mrs. Kalo, please tell us, when did you set up the charity?
We set up informally the charity in 1984 during the war, the civil war in Lebanon. Of course, we were bleeding for our country. So we decided to do something for the children and to send some money over to Lebanon so that they can buy few gifts for those children that are running around in the streets, not knowing parents away, parents died. So we did it, I think, maybe twice only. And then we decided, well, this is more important that we actually set it up, not informally anymore, just do it and get registered. So it happened in 1985. We registered it as a Give a Child a Toy. Of course, now it's symbolic. It wasn't really to continue giving toys. And I think it helped us through the years. It was maybe, how can I say, emotional. We wanted it to go to the heart of people, that some children do not even have a toy during the festive seasons. And we had it for many years like this.
And it has an immediate impact because, you know, a child, no matter what's going on around them, being given a toy is going to brighten up their...
We couldn't continue this way. Once we were registered, we thought of other projects. So the projects were to have some rooms where we can get the children inside rather than outside. It was still, the war was still raging until, I think, 1991. So what we did, we had people offering us places, we call them libraries, where the child will come whenever it can, or whenever they can afford to bring their children, you know, during the lull war time, you know, where there are no fighting and so on. They'll bring their children to read, to follow, of course, few things with the assistant over there. So we built about 10 libraries all over the country at the time. And it worked perfectly well. We had educational videos, we had books all over, we had children drawing and going into also the drawing into the competitions. So for the next 10 years, we were very busy arranging children to come, mother wanting to work, so they will leave their children with us, or mothers going shopping, because they knew they were safe, at least, over there.
This is something that you started from London?
No, it's all in Lebanon.
No, but when you set up the charity,
yes, the setup, yes.
So you were really delivering all of this by coordinating it from here to Beirut.
Lebanon, yeah. And we set up a committee in Lebanon as well to oversee this transition, the money, the objects, and the idea or the projects that we wanted to implement at the time. So it worked very well for many, many years. Then what happened was children were growing and they wanted to go to school. So in the early 90s, we decided, okay, now the children, they want to go to school, what can we offer them? And I remember in one year, we offered for 16,000 children T-shirt with, you know, Give a Child a Toy, and then satchels, shoes, boots. You know, they had nothing. They had nothing to go to schools. We heard even that children were going at different days to school with different, you know, to use the brother's shoes or the sister's satchel.
Oh, my goodness.
It was terrible, terrible. So we decided, no, we will give every child that we come across, or, you know, through our local friends, helping through mayors, you know, handling their little villages, what we could do it. And we did it, actually. And one very important project I remember was the hygiene project, because for many years, you know, there wasn't any hygiene among poorer families. So we implemented a project where we had a group of people coming to the centers and explaining to them and to their parents how they should be sent to school. So we bought them a hygiene kit, a toothbrush, toothpaste, everything they needed, a brush, everything they needed to, at a very early age, like 3 years, 4 years. And we send them then to school. They used to go to school, of course, much better than what it was before. So these were the very first project just to start children to live a normal life, sort of. So what we decided then is to start a project called Eye and Ear Project. The Eye and Ear Project, with the help of the Red Cross, because at the very beginning, when we knew nothing, we had to get some help from the Red Cross. The Red Cross is a very big institution. So they used to send us their surveys every now and then, that this is what it's needed, and then we would follow. In that particular occasion where we had the Eye and Ear Project, we had a lot of help from the Red Cross, because mothers would go straight to the Red Cross asking for help, and they wouldn't be able to give the help. So they will tell us, for example, could you please provide us with, or check the children eyesight, why they're not following classes properly, why they're not hearing very well. So we made an arrangement with a very big company, first to go to check their eyes. If they needed some operation, we will, of course, do it. Or if they need glasses or lenses, we will provide it. So children started getting better at school thanks to this project. The second very big project after this was the hearing project. And this particular project was helped by the British consulate and embassy in Lebanon. Through our contacts, they heard that we were all going to do this project where the children will come to the office, to our office, which we still have it now. But we needed a special room. So the children, they can't have, it has to have a special audition, for the children not to be bothered by external sounds and things like that. And it costs a lot of money, which we didn't have. So here comes the British, thank God, to the British embassy and consulate. And they did this room for us. And now we have one of the best speech therapy and audio
speech
in
and
Beirut.
language. That's fantastic.
So the children, they come and they're followed by professionals, which we hire and pay, to follow the child to make sure that when it's over, he can hear pretty well. And sometimes, of course, they need to have hearing aids, which we pay for them, or cochlear operation, which costs a lot of money for children who are born with this defect. There are other children where they had problems because of the sound of the bombing, of the external sounds. But some of them were born with this problem, and we used to also help. So it's a combination of ear and eye project that are until now working perfectly well.
So listening to you is so inspiring, and it makes me think that if there was an easy way for you to communicate everything you find out on the ground, then the Lebanese community outside of Lebanon is massive. I mean, I think the last time I knew the numbers, there was 18 million living outside, 4 million living inside. So if you were able to reach all these 18 million people, you'd probably be able to fund person by person, project by project quite efficiently.
Exactly. I mean, all the projects that I've spoken now about, they are still running. Of course, we need funds. These projects cost a lot, because you have to hire professionals, at least 4 or 5 times a week. But so far we're doing okay, hence our events. And we have all the time people supporting us throughout the years and so on. Of course, the more we can get to people and explain to them what we do, the better it is for any charity, not only our charity.
Mrs. Kalo, you obviously have fantastic reach and you're able to really make a difference. And I imagine a lot of the money doesn't get wasted at all and goes actually to the purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for our listeners who want to help and who want to be able to support your charity, can we first of all talk about the functions that you have as standard? So you've got a function that happens in London in November. You've got a function that happens in April, and then you have some lunches that happen in Lebanon. So can you just tell us about those?
Well, yes, every time, before every event, we have a theme to what is the project, where is the money going. And this is, for example, what is happening next Monday. It's fundraising for at least 3 kidney transplants. So people are aware of it, aware through our media, aware about our social life, and all the emails that we send to hundreds and hundreds of ladies. And hence, they come knowing where their money is going to go this time.
Right. So before every event, you focus in on what's needed then, and
Absolutely.
then that's what you promote.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then in April, it might be something else.
Of course. Each event is totally different from the other fundraising purposes. The purpose will come as we prepare for the event, and we decide what is the need, what is coming from Lebanon, what do they really need? Is it operations? Is it another unit in a governmental hospital? Or, depends. It depends on a yearly basis what the needs are.
Well, Mrs. Kalo, it's been fascinating speaking to you, really inspiring. Thank you for having us. And we hope all our listeners head over to www.giveachild.org to support your amazing charity.
Thank you for raising the awareness that we so much need, especially for saving lives.
Thanks for listening to the London Property Podcast. Head over to londonproperty.co.uk and subscribe to our newsletter to receive latest updates.